St Mary's Church in Beverley is full of curious carvings. Faces can be found in the pillars of the nave and bizarre scenes of medieval life etched into the underside of seats. But by far the most curious carvings can be found in St Mary's ceiling. The church is home to over 600 wooden carvings known as roof bosses, the majority of which were made in the 16th century. The bosses are around a foot square in size, and each is unique. There are flowers and fauna, scenes from everyday life, people from history and the Bible, as well as all manner of bizarre beasts and creatures. My name is Jenny England and I'm the Heritage Learning Officer at St Mary's Church. In this video I'll be exploring some of the mythical animals that can be found in St Mary's roof bosses. There are tens of legendary animals in the ceiling. Some of these we might know, like dragons, a unicorn, and even a mermaid. However, other creatures are less recognisable. Today I will look at two of these less well-known beasts, the ferocious manticore and the so-called king of the serpents, the basilisk. In the nave of St Mary's is a carving of a man-eating predator known as a manticore. The manticore has the face of a man and the body of a lion and a long tail that ends with two spines. The manticore has a huge jaw filled with 3 rows of teeth, meaning it can swallow its prey whole, leaving no trace behind. The myth of the manticore came from Persia and passed into European mythology through descriptions made by a Greek writer in the 4th century BC. Manticores have a special appetite for human flesh, probably explaining its name, which is from a Persian compound term meaning man-eater. By the time St Mary's boss was made, the manticore was well known in English folklore and even featured in heraldry, such as on the badge of William Hastings, a powerful lord in the 15th century. Not far from the manticore, we find another fearsome beast in St Mary's roof bosses. This animal looks like a chicken with dragon wings and has the long tail of a snake. While that might sound a little bit ridiculous, this is in fact a basilisk, one of the most deadly animals thought to live in the Middle Ages. Writing in the 7th century CE, Isidore of Seville described the basilisk as the king of the snakes, a status also indicated by its name, which means little king in Greek. Isidore said that the basilisk could kill through its poisonous breath, or even just by looking at a man. Birds were not even safe in the sky, and any flying within sight of the basilisk, no matter how far away, would turn to ash. The basilisk was allegedly hatched from the egg of a hen that had been laid on manure and then incubated by a toad. Likely due to this belief, in the medieval period the basilisk took on features of cockerels, such as the chicken head that can be seen in St Mary's boss. According to legend, the only animal that can kill a basilisk is a weasel. For this reason, weasels are often found alongside depictions of basilisks. So why can we find such creatures in St Mary's ceiling? Every boss was designed to have an effect on those viewing them from below. Some were made to educate, some to instruct, and some to entertain. I think that the manticore and basilisk bosses were designed to illustrate the myriad of creatures thought to be living in the world. Although nowadays we might recognise these as mythical animals, when the bosses were made, these were very much thought of as living, breathing, terrifying creatures. In this way, St Mary's bosses gives us the opportunity to step into our ancestors' shoes. When we look up, we see the same ceiling that the people of Beverley would have seen 500 years ago. And in doing so, we get a sense of the ways that they saw and understood their worlds. Today I've introduced you to just a couple of St Mary's roof bosses. If you want to find out more about the stories in our ceiling, do be sure to check out our website and our social media pages.